Hello everyone! I thought it was about time that I do a question and answer video. So you guys sent some awesome questions in. We're going to answer a few of them in today's video. Let's get started.
My name is Alyssa, and I am on a quest to ride every breed of horse in the world. So come join me for the ride of a lifetime, and together we can show the world what makes horses so special.
First question is from Megan, and that is, when did you start riding? So I have been obsessed with horses for as long as I can remember, and no one in my family was really a horse person, but luckily they supported my obsession, and I was able to start taking riding lessons when I was 5. I was really lucky because a lot of horse people in the community kind of took me under their wing and gave me opportunities that I wouldn't have been able to have otherwise. Okay, question from Ona, and that is, do you have any tips for traveling in Iceland or taking a riding trek in Iceland? So I would say, first up, if you've never been to Iceland before, give yourself the time to explore and experience the country. My suggestion would be driving the ring road, so rent a car, drive the whole ring road, and just stop at whatever spot looks interesting to you. You'll find waterfalls right along the side of the road, there's glaciers, there's cool hikes to go and see. For riding in Iceland, I would say make sure to pick a ride that really resonates with you. There are so many different options, and first thing you want to think about is kind of the length of ride that you want to do. Obviously for an equestrian, it's going to be a dream to go and do a multi-day ride. I really suggest everybody doing that at least once in their life. But even if you just have a couple of hours to get out and go for a ride with these guys, it's definitely a really fun experience. And as you're looking around online, you're going to find that there's beach rides, there's rides in the Highland, there's rides where you can go with a herd, you can do sheep roundups in the autumn, you can go see waterfalls. I was at the grocery store when we were there, and just as we were getting back to the car, there was this whole group of riders that just went by us at the grocery store. So Iceland is really, and it's an easy place to go horse riding. Question from Alana. When are you coming to New Zealand to ride the Kaimanawa? And the answer to that question is hopefully soon. International travel has been very limited, of course, with the current situation, so I'm hoping it won't be too much longer before we'll start to get those international trips back on the radar. I can't wait to come to New Zealand. It's been a place that I've always wanted to go to, so I'm super excited to get there at some point and meet the Kaimanawa. Probably not pronouncing that correctly, but you can let me know if not. Okay, so Catherine is wondering if I've ever been bucked off, and if so, what breed? So we're at 60 breeds so far for Discover the Horse, and I'm actually very happy to report that I have been bucked off 0 times for the quest so far. Hopefully we can keep it that way for a little bit longer. Question from Brittany. When you were a kid, what kind of equestrian sport or discipline did you dream of doing? That is a super fun question. I was in love with so many different things. I think the big one when I was younger was 3-day eventing. I just loved the excitement and the challenge of all the different pieces that go together with show jumping and dressage and cross-country riding. I actually started down the path of becoming a 3-day eventer. Unfortunately, we got to my first show, which actually went really well. It was a total blast, but we came home, put the horses out to pasture, and Rosie, the draft cross mare that I was riding, unfortunately had an accident with the fence because the horses saw her and were really excited that she was home, and she ran into the fence and injured her leg, and she was out for over a year after that. So long story short, that ended up kind of guiding me more towards the direction of dressage, which is another big passion of mine. I know some of the breeds coming up here will definitely be breeds that are used in 3-day eventing, and so who knows, maybe you'll see a little bit of that coming up in the future. This question is from Rhonda, and it's, what was the most difficult skill for you to learn for riding? And that is a question, oh my gosh, there's so many different answers to. I think for me, probably the most challenging thing for riding specifically is learning the timing and the feel, how to know whether you're asking too much of a horse or whether you're not asking enough of them. And that feel is something that it's so magical when you get it, but it takes a really long time to learn. And on each horse it's a little bit different. That's one of the things I love about riding all of these breeds for the quest, is I get to ride different horses each time, and it's such a unique experience that I feel like I'm constantly learning as a rider, and I'm constantly learning as a horse person. This question is from Sukjin, and it actually had me sitting at my table last night, going through my breed books, talking about all sorts of different breeds. It's something that I don't get to do a lot of because I'm usually so busy prepping for film trips and making sure, you know, I'm working on each breed in each country and all of this. And so I don't get to dream about the ones that we haven't really gotten to yet. And this question just gave me so much joy. It was so fun. So here are my answers. Keep in mind, there's impossible decisions to make because there are so many cool breeds in so many countries that we're going to be heading to, hopefully soon. And these are the answers for right now. I didn't even tell you the question yet. I got so excited talking about it. Name a breed of horse in each continent that you'd love to ride next. So for North America, I'm gonna go with the Cheval Canadian, known as the Little Iron Horse. These are unbelievable horses, and I know that personally because I owned one for over a decade, tragically lost him to cancer, and I haven't ridden one since then. So it's gonna be a little bit challenging. I think when I do see them for the first time, they tend to all look very similar. So that's gonna be quite the episode. But I was recently contacted by several Canadian breeders inviting me out, and so that's for me one that I would really like to do soon, and I can't wait to do. For South America, I'm going with the Mangalara Marchador. It's a breed that a lot of people have been asking me about, and I haven't even seen one of them in person yet, so that'll be a really fun one. For Africa, I am gonna go with the South African Boerperd. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly either. And Europe. Oh, Europe was hard. I am so excited about so many of these breeds. I know I say that all the time, but it really is true. But there is a breed that I have been waiting to film. I was thinking we would have had it done already, but I have a friend in the Netherlands that has invited me out to meet her Friesians. For the Oceania region, I'm gonna go with the Kaimanawa. This was also hard. These were all so hard, but so much fun. There's so many cool breeds out there. For Asia, I'm gonna go with the Yakutian, which is in Russia. They're kind of similar to these guys in regards to being fuzzy in the winter and very cute. They can survive in like crazy cold temperatures, and not that I like crazy cold temperatures, but for some reason that's been one of the breeds that I'm just like really excited to meet. Okay, so then speaking of cold, we have Antarctica. I'm not aware of any breeds there. If anybody knows of something, you're gonna have to let me know because I don't currently have any plans of heading there. All right, so last question from Phyllis. When is your next adventure coming? I'm working on finishing up the US breeds, so watch for the Chincoteague Pony, the Stonewall Sport Horse, and the Marsh Tacky. Also, if you have any suggestions or have any breeds that you want to see, I love to hear your ideas. I've been getting some really fun ones sent in, so I can't wait to share more of those with all of you. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed the ride and the video today here with Rappy, my Icelandic gelding. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all at the next breed. He just really wants hay right now. He thinks this whole last shot is really quite unfair. Yeah, quite unfair. I know. I apologize. Thanks, buddy.
Yes, you're very cute. Mm-hmm.